Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar. My name is Tepiso, and I will be your moderator for the day. So today's topic is going to be quite an exciting one. I do see that there is a lot of people on this particular webinar today, so we really do hope that you enjoy today's topic. To start off with, please note the notification during the webinar. There, I really do apologize, guys. I just lost connection for a bit. However, I was saying that the notification slide is so that you guys are able to minimize your sound or any notifications that might come through whilst you're in the webinar. Second to that is the Q&A function that is available on the Microsoft Teams platform. This is where you can pose any questions you might have regarding the Engineering Institute of Technology or today's webinar topic. We will have a Q&A session at the end of the webinar once the presentation has concluded. Now, some common questions or frequently asked questions rather, please note that you will receive a copy of the slides as well as a video recording of this particular webinar. We are recording the topic, so you will be able to receive it. All the people who registered for the webinar will be able to receive both the slides as well as the recording that you're able to get. The marketing team will be able to send it to you within 2 business days. Please note, if you do not find it in your normal inbox, kindly check under the junk, spam, or promotional folders. You will find it. Second to that, we do have a certificate of attendance that will be issued once you guys request for the free digital certificate of attendance. Please be advised that there are 2 methods in order to get the certificate of attendance. You will either use a link that will be provided at the end of the webinar, or you can use the QR code. I'll be sure to leave it up on the slide so that you guys are able to request for the certificate. However, kindly note, you are only allowed to request for the certificate within an allotted time. The deadline is going to be next week. However, next week on Monday rather, I will provide the information to you post-webinar. A little bit more about EIT. So the Engineering Institute of Technology is an engineering specialist. We offer engineering programs ranging from a professional certificate all the way to a Doctor of Engineering. Now, we offer industry-orientated programs, and this means that the programs that we have on offer are on par with where the market or the industry of engineering is going. We do offer internationally recognized qualifications, as we are a world-class Australian accredited education provider. Our qualifications, some of them are internationally recognized under the several accord, that being the Dublin, Sydney, and as well as the Washington Accord. And then we have industry experienced lecturers. This means that the people who are teaching the courses have been in industry, worked in industry, and now able to impart the knowledge and skills that they have gotten in the industry into the programs that they teach. And then lastly, we offer a unique delivery model. So you can study either online or on campus. All of our programs can be studied 100% online. If you are interested in studying on campus, you will need to study either the bachelor's degree, master's, or the Doctor of Engineering programs. And these are available on our campuses, either in Melbourne, Perth, or Brisbane. So the topic for today is the role of AI in enhancing production and operational efficiency. And your presenter today is Dr. Saurabh Dani. He is an EIT lecturer. That is it for me for this portion of the webinar. If you have questions, please be sure to leave them in either the chat box or Q&A. We will have a Q&A session at the end. Saurabh, you are more than welcome to take control of the slides and start your presentation. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. We will see you in the end.
Hello?
Hi, Saurabh. I can hear you clearly.
That's good.
Okay. You can take control of the slides now.
Okay, beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Safiso, for a brief introduction about EIT, and going to have a topic discussion today. And welcome everyone. It's one of the webinar that we are going to conduct on how we are going to use AI, that is artificial intelligence, for production and operations. So when we talk about AI, everyone thinks about like it's a superficial word. It's one of the greatest achievements of the human life, but no, it's end of the day, it's parallel intelligence what a human has already possessed, because artificial intelligence created by humans, none other than anyone else. So what exactly are we talking about AI here? Everyone, whenever you open just as Instagram, everyone opens Facebook, they all come across AI generated images, AI generated videos, AI generated arts and everything. So if AI is taking over everything, so what exactly is going to happen? We're going to look in production operations. That's the question that we are going to question ourselves, answer ourselves, and understand how we can contribute, how understand how we can pitch ourselves and as one of the pioneers in this particular area, and bring in the AI concepts for the real world mechanism. So to start with, today's agenda is all about having an introduction to AI, what AI is all about, what's the basic definition of AI, what are the key components like integral parts of AI, then how does a role of AI in production operations look like. If the role of AI is already been existing, and if we are going to talk about something more predominant or related to AI in production and operations, then there should be some case studies. There should be some implemented scenarios where AI in production operation has already been taken over. So what are those cases?
Bit of about me. My name is Dr. Saurabh Dani. You can call me Dani. I have finished my PhD in machine learning and cloud computing and a bit of integration of AI for manufacturing line, where we can work on the production operations efficiencies and how we can bring up the human efficiency up to the mark as well. So, welcome to the topic. So, AI is nothing but every human has its own kind of level of intelligence. Every human has its own level of understanding. That's why we have something called as IQ. IQ is nothing but gauging a person's ability to understand common topics. For example, if Apple had fallen next to us, we would have never thought about inventing a gravity, but Einstein did. Many other situations also, there are so many real world physical things are happening around us, but we won't be able to gauge them, we won't be able to understand them until and unless we are interested towards it. Similarly, what we are trying to do is we are trying to use that part of intelligence of a human brain, and we are trying to replicate something that we've been doing on a regular basis, on a repetitive manner. It can be of anything, like many of the repetitive tasks that we find is about in the when we come to the production and operation scenario. The same operation, the same production line, the same manufacturing line is keep on going 24/7 of throughout the year. It is not changing. The problem with that is machineries are not changing. Because of machineries, people are not changing, or it is always vice versa as well. Because of human skills, which we are not able to perform with the 100% accuracy, we will be able to perform with at least 60 to 70% accuracy. But where machines are lacking that kind of efficiency, to bring up that efficiency, we could have automated few of the tasks. We could have overcome this human intervention within these tasks, where we could implement a parallel robotic invention where it can supply the unwanted human energy for someone something else, to better off some production line, to better off thinking of how we can automate stuff, to better off how we can integrate these things into making sure that we are going to meet the market demands. Production efficiencies are going to meet more than 100%. These are the things that a human can think, and we can be having a discussion about what are the different levels of integration that we need to have around. Examples of AI are, everyone has Siri, everyone has Alexa, everyone knows about Google Assistant, but how do they work? They all have inbuilt integration of gathering information about all over the web. That is called as web scraping. And it is storing the data in terms of small warehouses. Everyone has seen a warehouse. So the warehouse is all about keeping the data whenever we need it. Just we are going to select that data and we are going to represent it. But AI does a little more than that. Rather than just taking that data, it is going to understand how you want the data to be answered. That's what is ChatGPT. Google used to answer our questions, but it was not straightforward. It used to be, it used to give us suggestions about links where we could get some answers from. But ChatGPT is not going to do that. ChatGPT, what it does is it scrapes the information from all these websites and it gives the most relevant or most vivid answers through the as a reply. It can change its prompts depending upon however we want to ask it. If we want to be a professional writer, it gives us answers in a professional writer manner. If we want to keep it as a poetic manner, it's going to give us in poetic manner. If we want to code, if you want to do analysis, if you want to generate an image, if you want to create a video or generate a music, everything is possible until and unless you know how to train, you know how to give information to the chat GPT. That's when it can work for you. To know what needs to be given, that's where you need to learn a bit of AI. What can be taught for the AI to give you the answers. Then there are recommendation systems with that used in Netflix, Amazon, Spotify suggestions, YouTube music suggestions. If you watch one category or one kind of movies within the Netflix, the next you might be interested, there's one more column. Whenever you watch YouTube videos, the next suggestions are always related to that because it's the recommendation system. That's how they work. And then there is healthcare diagnostics, AI analysis in medical imaging and diagnostics. Then
Sorry,
there
sir
is,
Ross. Just a
yeah,
question, please. Did you take control of the slides?
yeah, I am. I'm still on the same slide.
Okay, no problem. Thank you.
So then there is fraud detections, like credit card fraud detections. Then there is customer service chatbots. Whenever you go for any big marketing things, then they will be going for, like, if you have any queries, if you have any questions, they'll be asking you about if there is anything they could automate. Then there is language translation. Anyone can use Google Translate and the deep learning models for that particular manner. Then there's predictive maintenance, monitoring for machinery for faults, which we are going to discuss in the bigger manner. So here you are seeing a big set of artificial intelligence. That's the outer circle. Then there is machine learning aspect, which is the subset of artificial learning. Then there is deep learning, which is another subset of artificial intelligence. Then there is generative AI, which is the core of artificial intelligence. Okay, what are the three stages of AI? First, machine learning is the basic first stage of AI, where you are going to teach machine about different kinds of language it needs to learn, different levels of information that machine could understand. Then the second level is machine intelligence. Machine intelligence is nothing but when you have taught machine a bit of information that needed to be learned, then you could have machine to ask that please improvise on its own, take control of this particular information and improvise your answers, improvise your activities. That's what the stage we are in right now. This is the stage that we are in right now, stage 2. We are moving towards stage 3, that is cognitive learning. Cognitive learning is nothing but that cognitive learning is basically when what happens is that you have been taught something, the basic coding, basic understanding of AI, everything has been taught. Then whenever you learn something, how you're going to implement or how you are going to change whatever you have learned into the real life. That's what is the one thing that you're going to learn from cognitive learning. That cognitive learning is inbuilt for a human brain because of neurons that we have. But we should expect the same thing from the machines as well. Whenever we are expecting the same thing from the machines, that's when we could say that AI has reached the stage 3, that is machine consciousness. Machine is learning on its own. Next, we have different levels of AI as well. Today, we're talking about this basic structure of how the description of a feature or how the implication related to this particular thing is going to work around. Then we are going to understand about executive specific focus task, like if there are any tasks related to this one. I think there is a miscommunication in everyone. I think I'm in slide number 13. I'm not sure how many of you can see slide number 13. I'm on slide number 13. Please
So
confirm
we're
if you're seeing slide number.
currently on slide number 11. So Rob, could you try moving the slide so that I can see that it is going the other way?
Yeah, I'm trying to move left and right. Can you see them now?
Yeah, they are able to see. They're saying now it is moving.
Yeah, now it's moving. Yeah, so we are in slide number 13. Everyone can see slide number 13? So can you see slide number 13?
Just waiting. Yes, they are able to see slide number 13. I was hoping that the participants could see. Yes, thank you so much.
Sure. Thank you so much, guys. Okay, so the mark that I have done here, it's nothing but as the stage that we are in right now, that we are asking few of the tasks from AI to do for ourselves, like straightforward tasks. Can you write us a letter that I'm going to give as a medical certificate? Earlier, we used to have templates from Google. We used to write our own, but nowadays it's going to give us a straightforward answer. Or if you want to write a straightforward code saying that, can you please write a code in Python saying that I have the set of data where I have 10 different columns and I have to analyze different levels of data. You can hear me, everyone can see me. That's the first thing I want to be clear about.
Loud and clear, and the picture is good as well.
Sure, that's good. So I told you about what stage we are in right now, and what we are going to do in another 10 years is we are going to make AI more stronger. We are going to the thing is about we are going to understand how strong AI is going to work. Strong AI will be doing tasks for us, where you're going to do much more about thinking about how you can improvise the existing productions, improvise existing activities that you're going to handle within your production line or in your manufacturing. But what happens after that? What is super intelligence? Super intelligence is that's the risk. Humanity will be at risk because they will be able to understand our feelings. They'll be able to understand what we are trying to do. They'll be able to understand the difference between the basic human instincts and basic human realization to what our capabilities are, what our limitations are. Then they will be able to understand how we can overpower humans or whatever the thing that you have seen. Everyone should see a movie called as One Robot. It's a world famous Will Smith movie. I have put it into the chat. It was released 20 years ago, but the thing is that it's one of the most beautiful AI thing that I have ever seen. It was like we had never even thought about it. That's when they had thought about it and they have made a movie. Next, I'm on slide number 14, and I'm going to discuss about anatomy levels of AI. So anatomy levels of AI to discuss about. Level 0 is about human does everything. That is 0 level or no intervention of AI. Then level 1 is about AI as a tool, basic full controls of tasks, full controls of daily activities, full controls of subtasks, how we are going to do or how we are going to schedule the next of the task. Level 2 is as a AI as a consultant. AI as a consultant is about using a chatbot, using alternative human, using related to the activities that might happen automatically. That's a level 2 of AI. And then AI as a collaborator. AI as a collaborator is where you can interact with something, interact and get some answers with something. That's a kind of, we are in between level 2 and level 3, where we are asking some answers from ChatGPT. That's like a collaborator. Then we have AI as an expert. AI as an expert, where we are it going to prove that the steps that we needed to take, or the perform subtask much better than what we are asking AI to do. Next level is AI as an agent. It is completely automated. It is completely understanding the feature of how the AI is going to work. So these are the different 6 levels of AI that we are trying to discuss here. Then I'm going to discuss slide number 16. The basic question I would like to ask is, so what level of AI are we in? Any answers? Please send them in the chat box. I'll wait for 30 seconds. Okay, level 3. Okay. Others? Yeah, what level of AI are we in? That's the question I'm asked. Yes, 3. Very good. We are almost in the level of 2 and 3. We are not haven't yet reached level 3, where it is going to give us all the answers that we need. Rather than we are migrating from level 2 to level 3. That migration is taking a bit of time in this era, which is happening in terms of months, which is happening in terms of weeks together. Earlier, from where we were in 1990s to 2000s to 2010 to the day what we have reached, it is very rapid. I wouldn't say there wouldn't be many more days left before we reach level 4. Definitely there's going to be a big gap between level 4 to level 5 and level 6. I definitely hope not to see level 6 in my lifetime, because that would be a threat to our humanity. Before I move forward, how we can use existing AI for our adopting the predictive maintenance in the production. Okay, so AI, let's use it as something that helps us. Let's use it as something that's going to make us productive. Let's use it as something that can be used as an alternative solution, not the main solution that we need. We don't want something to replace us. We want something to help us. We want something to automate the things that we are bored at. We want our brain to think of something that we have not thought about it before, because we used to spend a lot of time in just doing a repetitive task. Don't want to do it. We already have a mastery on that. So what we can do is, AI powered predictive models will analyze the equipment data, which will help the AI to predict failures before they occur. So what happens is, you have recently joined the machinery industry, and you have been gotten some training on to how to work onto that particular machine. So once that thing is done, they will ask you to work on that machine. So initially you will be a little scared. You will try to get adjust to the machine. You wouldn't have that much of speed, but after a couple of weeks you get used to it. After a few months you literally go into the understanding of complete level of mastery over how you can do the complete machinery. But the problem is that you cannot talk to machine. You don't know what machine is doing. You don't know what are the levels of information that machine is passing out. When this kind of information is passing and you do not have visibility towards the machine, that's when you are blind. Your blindness will cause the machine to fail. Your blindness towards the understanding a machine will recur into the failure of production, lack of productivity. That's where we can use the data, because machines will speak only in terms of information through sensors. Sensors will give us information. That sensor will be integrated as part of the complete production line. whenever machine is giving out sensor information, we know that okay, machine is working good, machine is going to work. But whenever you see abnormalities within within the sensors readings, that's when you realize that the machine is going to fail in some time. It is nothing but whenever a person is admitted to a hospital, he always has a monitor next to his bed which shows his ECG rates, which shows his BP rates, which shows his pulse rate, and many other things within the same monitor. So that's like we are trying to understand the information that's every time passing through that human. Similarly, those sensors will give the information through the machinery part. AI will help us realize that data. AI will help us rectify those issues before they actually going to result in the cost issues. That will improve the efficiency, that will extend the equipment life as well. Similarly, however we are old or however we are stay sick at something, we go to hospital, we get treated. Similarly, though that AI is going to treat us. So I'm on slide number 15, sorry, slide number 17. Let me know if everyone can see slide number 17. Yes. Okay, very good. So in slide number 17, we are going to talk about AI adoption for quality control and inspection. So how we are going to use AI adoption for quality? In AI adoption is like part of AI adoption has already been done. So when we have done adoption, what that adaptive nature is going to give us? That adaptive nature is going to give us some visual information. Okay, in this particular industry, AI has been implemented and the data is there. Okay, same data can be implemented onto something else. Okay, these we have two different case studies. We have something from the machinery, we have something from the production. Okay, we both have the data from two different industry. Can we implement it as an integrated formula? Can we integrate it for something like a computer vision? Can we integrate it as a machine learning where we can detect the defects within the products? All the broader perspectives will open when we implement and adopt the AI in one industry. So the main intention of this slide is for you to make you understand that AI can be used in terms of QA test tools. QA is nothing but quality assurance. So how the quality assurance used to be done? For example, I'll tell you. Imagine that you are working in a chocolate manufacturing industry. In chocolate manufacturing industry, what used to happen is that chocolate used to be made. Before they go on to the wrapping, they used to go on to the quality inspection, where people used to sit and stare at the chocolates just to make sure they have chocolate coated all around them. What is the accuracy? How many he has caught? What is the percentage of accuracy? Because once the chocolate is wrapped, there is no way you're going to understand what exactly is in the wrapper. So that's going to give you a bad mark on the company. That's going to give you the marketing issues, because you will be relying on to the product quality before you market something, before you sell that particular product. So that issue of quality assurance from human tendency to machinery has been evolved. That evolution towards the quality assurance has been taken place in recent days. So how does that happen now? Using a computer vision system. The computer vision system is that it captures the information about texture of the chocolate. It captures the color of the chocolate. It captures the size of the chocolate. It knows exactly how a chocolate should look like. If any abnormalities within that given range, given outbounds of the chocolate, then it will detect that this particular chocolate has a defect. This is not 100% accurate. This has to be redone. So it will be thrown out of the carousel and it has to be redone, or whatever the thing that the next process is. So that automation, that accuracy could be only reached with the help of AI. We'll go to slide number 18. Once all of you can see the slide, confirm. Then okay, that's good. So how we can use AI in supply chain optimization? I hope everyone can see my screen. So we are in level of AI adoption for supply chain optimization. So what I'm trying to tell you here is about whenever we think about an supply chain, the biggest scenario that I can tell you is about an Amazon warehouse. Amazon warehouse, where we have seen like millions and millions of products getting uh, processed at a single time. So whenever we are processing so many items at the same time, we need to have an automated system about understanding where the product is going to, how the product is about to be processed, and where we can realize that products are getting imported and exported. So not only that, imagine that you have you yourself are some bearing manufacturer, like bearing manufacturer, or any, like a cloth merchandise or something. So depending upon the season that you're going to manufacture clothes is a basic understanding. In winter, you're going to manufacture a lot number of uh, sweaters. In summer, you're going to manufacture a lot number of t-shirts and shorts. In rainy season, you're going to manufacture a lot number of coats and umbrellas. But the thing is that you wouldn't be knowing exactly how much to do, but you have the previous year's data, you have last 5 years of data. Depending upon that 5 years of data, you can forecast, you can predict. That prediction and forecasting with the help of algorithms is what AI is going to help you. That AI forecasting the demand and optimizing the inventory is going to do the help you to also do the streamlining of logistics, how you're going to plan your deliverables as well. That impact will be making sure that you are not overstocked anytime, your stocks are exactly delivering however they are getting ordered. Then it reduces the lead times. Then it also lowers the shipping cost because you are going to manufacture it in multiple stages. Now I'm going to go to slide number 19. Confirm if you guys can see this. Okay, that's good. So in process automation, so what happens is that one of the basic example that I have worked on, that the industry was all about uh, bed sheet manufacturers, like normal bed product manufacturers. The problem with these kind of industries are the cloth material needs to be replaced, the sizes are so many different, and the quality of the fabric is different. So we call this kind of niche manufacturing is called as individualized product manufacturing. Individualized is nothing but everyone has their own preferences. Whenever there is an individualized product manufacturing, there is no bulk manufacturing. There are two kinds of profits an organization can see: by selling bulk quantities with less number of margin, or by selling less quantities with high number of margin. In either way, you need to have a uniqueness. You need to have that individualization in the product that you're manufacturing. So the industry that I had implemented this particular solution was a bed protector manufacturer, where they had to manufacture many kind of things. So what we were supposed to be doing were, we were supposed to be understanding the process automation, because as a bed protector manufacturer, they need to sew, they need to pack, they need to be labeled. Everything was human, where everything was labor intensive. Labor intensive is when there are so many people involved in continuing this particular process. Whenever the labor intensive tasks were there, how we can automate the process, how we can automate the complete life cycle of one product manufacturing. That's when we used robotic process automation. Few of the tasks within the particular manufacturing line were replaced with robots, where they were doing the repetitive task with much more higher efficiency. But those humans they used to work, they were used for packing. They were used for doing some other work within the same industry where efficiency was increased from 60% to 88%. The 28% in the efficiency increase will only be able to seen with the help of intervention of this robotic process automation that is called as RPA, that is powered by AI processes in the background, which enhances the productivity, reduces human errors, and frees up the employees for higher value tasks. Okay. Now I'm on slide number 20. Confirm if you guys can see this. Just one person thumbs up would be much better. Yes. Thank you, Hillary. So in the AI adoption for energy management is everyone has the prediction. Everyone knows that all throughout the year, everyone needs power. Everyone needs electricity. But at the time of Christmas, everyone puts on extra lights. At the time of New Year's, the whole city is completely shining with lights. But we cannot generate more energy at instant. We have to have a plan for it. We have to have optimized solution for whenever there is a high demand. We should have something as a backup. We should have something to provide the energy from somewhere. If it is water, we could save it in a reservoir. If it is food, we could save it in a container, or we could have saved it in a warehouse. But if it's energy, there is no way you could save it. There is no way you could reserve it in one container or one reservoir somewhere else. Rather than you need to generate it. That generation of energy, depending upon the requirement, depending upon the consumption pattern throughout the history, will give us an idea about how much it's going to utilize this year, which reduces the energy cost for the manufacturers as well as the consumers. That also supports in the sustainability goals. This AI-driven systems will adjusting the HVAC system in lighting in real time based on the occupancy and production needs within the office spaces. If many people are there, then the HVAC systems are AI integrated and they produce lot number of air cooling. If less number of people, it reduces the power of HVAC system. Then we'll learn about some case studies on implementation strategies in major manufacturing companies. Majority of the industries around the world are small and medium enterprises. I will just iterate that small and medium enterprises, which I'm going to call them as SMEs. SME is nothing but small and medium enterprises. So right now, they think that AI is going to eat their jobs. AI is not going to help them. AI is going to make their life miserable. So there are so many thought process they have which are hindering the process of implementing AI in these kind of industries. Because of which only 5% people or 5% of these industries, SME industries, are moving towards AI. Very small businesses think about an innovation from AI. That automation is not going to help them is what their main focus is. There is a big data of 24% which is available for all the industries, and then there is only to 17% of this natural language processing is happening, but whereas only 12% of machine learning is happening, because all over the world AI adoption is not happening because world is lacking AI engineers, machine learning engineers. The machine learning engineer need to have an idea about how he can utilize the data that is been producing by that has been producing by the industries, how he can utilize the data to give more informed decisions for the businesses to make drivable decisions. That is where I want to empower the guys that you've been coming across. The major impact that you guys would be doing is to realize how much efficient these industries can be if they implement machine learning models, if they implement AI models. The main goal of your learning aspect should be to understand if the industries could migrate towards AI implementation, what would be the benefit for them? Now I'm on slide number 23, where I'm going to show you a small framework design of integrated conceptual framework that I had created for one of the industry that I have worked. On the left hand side is a physical shop floor, that is nothing but the physical manufacturing line. On the right hand side is your virtual shop floor, where you are going to think that the same thing is happening virtually, that is called as digital twin as well. In between there is the integration with the help of cloud, where you're going to use internet to create the production management and everything within the same line. So this is kind of a small framework which I thought would be much efficient when you are working in a small scale environment for a small and medium enterprises. Now I'm on slide number 25. Please confirm if you guys can see a big gear kind of a wheel. I'm waiting for somebody's yes, that's good. So on the right hand side that you can see, if you want, you can zoom into that particular thing. That framework that I had represented was cloud empowered data centric smart manufacturing paradigm, where it uses data integration, data collection, data manipulation, data analysis, data feeding, and all this particular related to information related to data, consisting from how you're going to implement the sensors, consisting from how you're going to integrate the information from sensor to the cloud, how you're going to take that collection from whenever there's a data missing, how you're going to compute that data. Because every time data will not be 100%, you need to have a computation for that. You need to have a missing value interpretation for them. So to overcome all these challenges, you need to have a before hand application idea. This is what the main idea of creating a smart manufacturing paradigm. The smart manufacturing paradigm was able to do self-training and self-adoption depending upon the requirement, depending upon the production efficiencies. It was also doing smart equipment maintenance, product quality controls, manufacturing process uh, monitoring, material distribution and tracking, smart planning, smart designs, customer centric. Whenever there is a customer centric information about the individualized product information, that's what is going to process into this particular field. Then it is self organized and it is self executive as well. So what I'm trying to tell you here is that about you wouldn't have to be dealing with all these aspects at the same time. Rather than you can pick one particular area where you can improvise one particular section of it, then we can have an idea of how we can go ahead from this one. Some case studies of AI in production and operational efficiencies. That first we'll talk about Siemens. Siemens is a manufacturing industry. The challenge was frequent machine breakdowns leading to downtime and high maintenance cost. So the solution they came across was they implemented the AI-powered predictive maintenance paradigm in its production facilities by analyzing sensor data from machineries. The same thing that I told you a couple of slides ago, the same idea that I had implemented, which resulted in the impact of 20% reduction in unplanned downtime, 25% lower machinery costs, and increased machinery lifespan. Now I'm slide number 28, going to discuss you about Tesla industry, where it is from automotive industry. And the challenge was how efficiently scaling production of electric vehicles while maintaining the quality. Because suddenly Tesla was the first car to introduce electric vehicle, which has complete automated driving. And people were demanding for to drive that vehicle. So how they could scale up the production by maintaining the quality as well. So what Tesla did was they integrated AI-driven robots, machine learning models in the gigafactories. Gigafactories are something that are completely self-sustainable. They do not want any human intervention at all. They could do the pick and place. They could manufacture cars. They could weld the cars. They could paint the cars. They could do anything whatever human does. Everything could have been done using a gigafactory. Assembly, painting, welding, you just name it, it's right there in the gigafactory. The thing is that humans would be needing to monitor them. We don't want humans to work on them, rather we want humans to monitor them. So that's where you need to learn how to work on AI industry. AI also optimizes supply chain and monitors production quality. So the impact it had was improved production speed and accuracy, significant reduction in production defects, streamlined inventory and supply chain management. Now I'm on slide number 29, going to discuss AI of supply chain optimization, where the case study is from Procter and Gamble. So, industry is all about consumer goods, and the challenge was to manage a global supply chain where, because of the fluctuating demand, because it's a consumer goods, the demand is not always constant. It's always up and down. But how we are going to manage it? We are going to forecast the demand using a AI powered agent, which impacted in 30% improvement in forecast accuracy, reduced inventory holding cost, faster response for the market changes. Now, what I'll do is I will not be discussing each and every case study here. Rather than I'll finish the slides, and I want to open the questions for you people so that I can answer them in live. These case studies you can easily learn, use easily literally read through them, and you can, as slides are available for all of you, you just need to go through them and have a clear understanding about it. Thank you so much. I'm up for any questions. I want to spend at least five to 10 minutes with you guys, asking some questions, realizing what we how we could answer your question, or how we could help, being a AIT, how we could help you in achieve the challenges that I have told you right now.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you can go ahead and send your questions either on the chat box or the Q&A function. You are able to send your questions through there. If it is any questions that are related to the topic at hand today, Saurabh will be able to send you, will be able to answer rather those questions. If it's any EIT or recruitment or enrolling type of questions, I will be able to assist you in the chat box. Please note, don't raise your hands. Kindly leave your questions on the Q&A function or in the chat box. We will be happy to answer your questions. So I leave the floor open. In the meantime, whilst you're sending your questions, let me just take control of the slides and go over a couple of points that you guys might be interested in. So we have several courses that cover this topic at the Engineering Institute of Technology. They are up on your screen should you be interested in enrolling. And then on the next slide, we have some upcoming courses that are starting on the 11th of February 2025. You are also welcome to visit the EIT website. I will leave the links to the website as well as a link to book a call with the course advisor should you need to go over any study options if you are interested in studying at the institution. Okay. Lastly, the QR code as well as the link to request for your certificates of attendance. Guys, please note you will have the opportunity to request for your certificates of attendance. Both the link and the QR scanner are both working. I would plead with you to utilize either the link or the QR scanner so that you are able to request for your certificate. There is a deadline date, as you can see up on the screen. It is the 27th of January 2025. 5 a.m. UTC time. If you're not within the UTC time, please make sure to use a time converter so that you are able to get the correct time to request for the certificate. The certificate will be sent by the marketing team. The first batch will be sent tomorrow. The second batch will be sent after the closing deadline for the certificate request on Monday. Please utilize both the link and the QR scanner in order to request for your certificates. I will share the link in the comments and I will pin it for you guys in the chat box. Not on the Q&A, however, in the chat box.
There are some questions I would like to answer.
Yes, please do so.
Yeah. So Edgar has asked which programming language can be used to formulate the AI. So the basic one is about, first I would recommend you to learn starting from Python. Then you will be understanding some frameworks related to TensorFlow and diving deep into the understanding about neural networks. So once you have knowledge about all these things, then you'll be going in. But the basic structure for your programming language would be Python. Python is more versatile, more understanding. What is the difference between AI and IoT? IoT is all about the integration and the connection between the different devices that have a connection towards internet. They do not they are not self-sustainable. They are not self-learning. Where AI models are self-learning, they can give you answers. They can make sure you understand what is the question that you would like to ask. Can you kindly dive deep into the role of AI in reducing maintenance costs for the production department? Yeah, definitely. Whenever you are going to integrate the AI in maintenance, so initially what used to happen is that you used to have maintenance logs. So every 6 months, every 8 months, every 1 year, so that particular machinery or that particular product that used to come for the maintenance part. But the problem is that initial few years you wouldn't be needing maintenance on a regular basis, such as your car. Every car wouldn't be needing servicing every 3 months or 6 months in the initial time. So what happens is after 5 years or after 10 years of time, your car would be needing servicing on every 6 months of time, or it would be needing some other parts refreshment. So that kind of information, when you can see the information onto the dashboard and you can go to the garage and you can get it fixed. But how will a machinery know that? That's where you're going to use AI to predict when the machine when the machine is going to go into the maintenance. Before it breaks down, you can replace it. uh, Next, how can I use AI to operate in operational activities in the railway sector? In the railway sector, see, there are multiple departments within the railway sector. One is about railway equipment manufacturing. That's one part. And if you are going to talk about railway operations, we can easily talk about how you can use AI to map the lines, how you can because many a times railways are stopped because of a crossover, because many stations will have only one or two tracks passing through them and only one line connecting from one station to the other station. Until unless the train leaves from this station and reaches the other station, the other train will not be able to leave from the other station. So this kind of planning can be used in the railway sector, where you can use in that particular manner. But nonetheless, there are so many areas in the railway sector. I'm not sure which exactly the topic that you're going to talk about. So I will be limiting my answer to that. You said you don't want to the world when AI gets to level 6. How can we stop it or prevent it from getting to level 6, since it will be dangerous to humanity? Yeah, very good question. So the thing is that there is one thing called as AI ethics. AI ethics is about understanding the ethical behavior, how AI should be doing. What are the AI capabilities? What is AI limitations? We should limit it somewhere. Just because a gun is there, we could fire it onto someone, doesn't mean that everyone should own it. There are regulations for it. There are rules for it. Similarly, we should have rules and regulations for AI invention, AI implementation. We just cannot let it through, because I know technology is like, it's an open source. Anyone can develop, anyone can integrate, anyone can use it. But there should be some kind of a regulatory board to come across to that. That's where there are AI ethics boards. I hope they should have some idea about this one. I wish to study control systems. How AI can help me start? So study control systems is like, basically you're going to learn about a few of the PLC's languages. Then PLC definitely has integration of AI. Definitely once you start about control systems, you'll be definitely be able to understand, or will be able to uh, relate back to whatever the information I have shared today. You just have to go and understand the basic understandings of control systems. Would you mind putting the attendance? I wouldn't be. How can AI be integrated in banking operations, especially in relationship management? And how safe are those apps in as far as cybersecurity is concerned? Yeah, very good, Hemachu. One of the most asked question for me throughout many of the webinars. AI, many of the banking sectors have already integrated AI. Like if you ask a question about your how much is your loan capacity, how much is your lending capacity, how you can repay the loans, or is there any government schemes that you could go for, if you are going into the bankruptcy, how you can declare yourself a bankruptcy, and how you can utilize some of the money that you already have. So those are many of the financial models that are already existing. With this one, banks earlier used to call the customers and they used to make some build some relationship depending upon that, but now they do not have to do it, because customer has information at his fingertips. Only when there are complexities, when only when there are complicated scenarios arise, that's when they reach the banks, that's when they go for the things. So it's like, replacing a cashier with an ATM machine. But the problem is that ATM machines were able to even they used to uh, you know uh, steal the ATM machines. They used to literally take out the whole machine itself. But the problem is that that machine was so much secure that even if they try to break it, they used to be tainted with some kind of ink. So those ink things were never be able to uh, use it anywhere else. Similarly, there will be some cyber security options, and your data, your privacy will always be the first priority whenever it comes to the relationship management. Hi, I'm currently working on wind turbine operation and maintenance department as service engineer. I would like to know the roadmap for becoming AI engineer who can automate and design smart models for predictive and prescriptive maintenance for wind turbines and thereafter in other renewable energy aspects. One of the beautiful case scenarios that I have already discussed about, that G good energy, that's one of the worldwide used energy providers. So what being a service engineer, you already know in-depth knowledge of how this maintenance department work. You have access to the data, you have access to the maintenance logs, you have information about when they are due, when that's going to happen. So I would suggest just have a glance of it, have an idea about, just put it into the Excel sheet and try to guess when what's going to happen next, what's going to happen in 3 months, what's going to happen in 6 months. So if you could figure out your one of your ways to predict something, if you could do it on your own, AI will do it much better. A machine learning model will do it much accurately. By learning the basics of Python, by learning the basics of machine learning models, by learning the basics of data analytics dashboards, you can utilize these power to showcase how this maintenance, how this operations within your turbine industry will be highly effective. And if you could learn one of these areas, you will be one of those person who has much knowledge and who could portray the data, who could tell a story behind what's happening in the turbine operation. And I really hope that you reach somewhere, Mohammed Faruqi. What are the best sources of e-courses that I can relate it to AI functions for civil engineering softwares? For example, AI for AutoCAD. Definitely, civil engineering is like, they're still it's a very niche market at this stage, because they always think that in the civil engineering it's always about just the softwares and other part. No, it's always about the materials. It's always about the things that you're going to deal with, structures, materials, the columns. Those are so many related physical materials that you need to have an idea about, that is untouched, that is literally a very not at all explored area for AI at all. The thing is that material information is very rare to find. Material information related to concrete, material information related to, because once you lay the concrete, you don't know what happened within the concrete bed. You don't know about the ground level, whether it's dry, whether it's done, because you have a basic information saying that concrete is going to get dry in 21 days. But what is the thickness? How many kind of materials we need to have? What is the kind of metal we need to use? That material management and all those material matching, it's very hard. It's still very untouched topic. Is there AI tool that helps with operations, productivity, and efficiency, value stream mapping, and other lean tools? Yes, there are so many ERP tools, that is enterprise resource planning, and there is MES tools, that is manufacturing execution systems. They all have some systems related to about all the questions that you have asked. So my suggestion is that understand how you can develop such system first. Then I would suggest explore those systems, get used to those systems, and try to come up with some of your own ideas itself. Thank you, guys. I think it's time I should let you guys go. Hope we will meet some other time for some more question and answers.
Thank you so much, guys, for joining. Thank you as well for your questions. Unfortunately, we cannot answer all of them. However, we will have more sessions coming up. If you are interested in registering for some of our webinars, you can use the same link to register. We do have webinars that will run every week for the remainder of the year. If you're interested in studying at EIT, I have pinned to the comments a link to book a call with a course advisor. One of our course advisors will call you and they will discuss your study options. And then the link for the certificate of attendance as well has been left in the chat section. You are able to utilize it. Please make sure that you keep with the deadline. The recording as well as the slides will be sent to your emails by the marketing team within 2 business days. They will definitely be there. If you do not see it in your normal inbox, please check under the junk, spam, and promotional folder of your mailbox. Thank you so much, guys, for joining. It has been a pleasure. I'll share the links once more so that you guys have it for easy reference. So, Rob, thank you so much for attending. However, to our participants, we really do wish to see you once more. Thank you and goodbye.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Safiso, for organizing this beautiful webinar. Hope
No
to see
problem.
you guys. See you.
Bye.